Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, Say What's Real TV. This review is for Tyler Perry's Zatima, Season 1, Episode 9, Wicked. So we open up the episode exactly where we left off last week. We have Zach, he's on one knee with a beautiful ring proposing to Fatima. She's looking all scared and nervous. Zach tells her, "You just gonna leave me down here like this?" And it reminded me of Billy D. Williams in Lady Sings the Blues when he tells Diana Ross and he's handing her some money while she's on stage, you gonna let my arm fall off? So Zach tells Fatima, like, everybody's in the restaurant looking at me like, let me get an answer or something. Fatima basically is like, I don't give a damn. They're not the ones who gotta marry you. So Zach says, is that a yes? She says, I still have questions. So Fatima yells at everyone else in the restaurant looking at them and tells them, can y'all just eat y'all damn food? Zach gets embarrassed. I get embarrassed. I'm like, Fatima, girl, when we want you to pop off, you don't pop off. So let's pipe down right now because this is not the time, girl. We got some bling bling in our face and we need to get this right here situated, nice and calm, no embarrassment. So let's calm down. So Fatima asks Zach, why does he want to marry her? And he goes into the book of Zach, spilling off all these different little poems to win her over, with his little words and his little heartfelt, little sayings and stuff. So once Zach tells Fatima their house is not a home without her in it, she agrees. She says, yes, we're all getting married now. The whole restaurant, they clap, they cheer, even after being cursed the hell out by Fatima. They still cheered for the happy couple. So it's a celebration. He puts the ring on her finger. It's a nice ring. They hug and they kiss. And Fatima was like, Zach, we just argued. He said, well, then that's let you know we're ready for marriage. Zach tells Fatima, I'm not going to mess up, I promise. Fatima says, I just want something real. So Zach says, I'm for real. You're for real. Zatima is for real. I said, yes, our favorite couple is for real. Yes, sir. So Fatima ends up telling Zach that she's in the mood for a little dessert after getting her little bling bling. So Zach looking like, oh yeah? Like, hell, say less. So he started packing up their stuff. So Fatima's like, we not going to pay for this? Zach said, we ain't paying for shit. They done sat there and drunk up all them people damn wine or champagne. And then all that. Gonna tell the crowd after she cursed them out once again. Tell them, bye y'all. So they're on their way home and Fatima is admiring her ring. So Zach tells her, well, you make it easy for me to love you. And Fatima tells him, well, you don't. And he says, well, I'll do better. Fatima tells Zach that he needs new friends. And Zach is like, yeah, I know. She said, well, are they really your friends if they're trying to talk you out of marrying me? And he was like, basically Nate. He's saying Nate means well, but, he's just miserable in his marriage. If I was Zach, I would ask Fatima, do she think that Belinda is a good friend? Belinda has done just as much stuff as Nate has done, but we're not talking about that. I wonder why that is not a conversation. Why does Zach not bring that up when she's constantly badgering him about his friends? Because Belinda is just as bad. Nate ain't tried to sleep with Fatima, but Belinda over there trying to have sex with Zach again and lying about it. So, I mean, come on now. Both of y'all got friends. Y'all need to both keep in check and keep them out your head. Every damn time Fatima tell Angela something, she always keep trying to put doubt in Fatima's head. It's the same stuff. It's the same thing. So somehow they end up bringing Bryce up when they're talking about friends who make them feel, better when they're around them. So Zach tells her sidebar. So he goes into the whole spiel about how Bryce asked him, was he bisexual? And Fatima looked at him like, why would he ask you that? And he tells him everything about from the remark that was made, how he was drunk the other night and got naked in front of him, just all that different kind of stuff. So Fatima asks him, do you think he wants you? And Zach says, I hope not. So Fatima says, well, I guess just let it go, whatever for now, because it'll reveal itself eventually. We see Zach, he pulls into their driveway. I guess Fatima left her car back at the restaurant because it's not in the driveway. So we see Deja, she's on the other side under her hood, bent all over her tight green dress. So Zach gets out the car, and of course he's like, God damn, looking all up, at her as she's bending over. So she turns and speaks. So Fatima gets out the car. You already know she looking crazy. Zach trying to make sure she stay calm, child. So Deja asks, can they come and help her? Well, not they. Can Zach come and help her fix her car? Because she got to get to work. She need her car. And Fatima told her, girl, you better catch the Uber. She told some girl, I can't catch no Uber. I work too late. And Fatima basically told her, look, the Uber run all night. You'll be all right. So she tells Zach, come on, let's go in the house. And Deja, like she didn't hear none of that. She was like, Dad, can you help me? And Fatima looked at her like, girl, I know you heard what I just said. So Fatima ends up sending Zach in the house to change his clothes. So Fatima asks Deja what's wrong with her car. Deja turns around and look it up and down to her. Oh, I am so glad you are already dressed down. I said that was shady as hell. So she said, oh, I don't know what's wrong with it. So Fatima says, let me take a look at it. She says, oh, you know about cars? She said, yeah, a little. So she bends over and just peeks over the hood or whatever. She said, oh, I see what the problem is. She said, well, what is it? She said, your dumb ass unplugged the cables. Fatima tells Deja, girl, don't play these games with me. Hear me loud and clear. Leave Zach the hell alone. Don't play with her because she is not that girl. She promised you she is not that girl. And she said, rent is due on the 1st. If I don't have it by 9:01, she getting put out. Basically, she putting her ass out and told her, don't try her no more. Start that shit up and get the hell up out of her face. Fatima goes back in the house and she sees Zach and say, where you think you going with that on? And Zach is like, it's only some gym shorts and a tank top. And Fatima said, well, she's gone. Zach said, well, I knew I should have kept your gun. Fatima told him, calm down. She's still breathing. And she lied. Zach said, what you mean? She told him she unplugged the cables herself. So Zach over there acting slow as hell, hollering about, why would she do that? Fatima said, and I'm like, Fatima, like, now you finna piss me off because you know damn well what that girl was over there trying to do. So Zach says, I'm just trying to make it through the 6 months. I'm trying to keep the girl alive and keep you out of jail. What do you want me to do? Fatima says, not go out there with Dick Django unchained. Zach says, oh, I know what this is. You turned on. You want me. And she's looking at him all seductive like, yes. And they start all their little playful banter about the role playing and all this and that. And he get ready to take his clothes off. And she said, oh, leave those on. He said, the basketball shorts? She said, you like them like that? You turned on by that? And she said, yes, just when you go to moving like that. He said, okay. He said, okay, I'm about to put you to sleep. I'm about to put this Zach quill on you. And she said, and keep that chain on, because I like when it hit me in the back of the head. He go and throw her down on the back of the bed as if he getting ready to get it from behind. I said, yes, God. So it's the next morning, and Zach tells Fatima he tired of her waking up in the middle of the night putting on makeup. he want to wake up to her natural beauty. So I don't really know if he was playing or if she actually really was doing that shit. She did have on a face full of makeup, so I mean, girl, he gonna see your ass fresh face eventually, especially now that y'all getting ready to get married. So, child. So she gets up. She says she getting ready to go get dressed for work. Zach trying to make a stay, telling her it's gonna rain all day. Just stay in the bed with him. And she was like, child, no, I gotta go to work. She asked him what he's going to do, and first he says he's going to be asleep, but then he says, I have to go into the office, and she looking at him like, what? So he tells her that him and Bryce, they went and got an office together and splitting everything 50-50. So she was encouraged, and she was like, yeah, that's real good. So she says, well, I got a question. Are you going to bring up the little thing about, the whole bisexual thing? And Zach was like, well, do you think I should? She was like, not really, it'll come up eventually. So Fatima tells Zach to keep his little tenant in check. And he was like, man, he ain't got time to be worrying about no Deja. And Fatima told him, I can't keep protecting you from her all day and night. He was like, I don't need no protecting from her. She said, I ain't trying to protect you from her. I'm trying to protect you from your damn self. Because if you mess up, that's your ass. So she tell him she going to take a shower, and he said he going to come in the shower with her. And she said, no, you're not, because if you come in the shower with me, then I'll never get to work. So she goes in and locks the door behind her so he can't come in. So he said, oh, so you going to go in there and lock the door? And then this fool say, oh, I bet you Deja opened her door for me. I said, oh, no, hell, he didn't. I said, oh, no, hell, he did not. When I tell you Fatima opened that goddamn bathroom door so fast, she opened it so fast. Like, I know you didn't try me. So Zach said, too soon? She said, way too soon. He told him, but you opened that door, though. She told him, get your ass in here. He told him, that's what I thought. Fatima gets to work, and she asks the lady behind the desk about the DNA results for Heather's baby. And the lady tell her they'll be in later on in the day, and she'll get back with her when they come in. So then she sees Angela, and she asks her about going to lunch, and Angela says she didn't have any plans, and she brings up Bryce and Zach having a business together, and has she seen the office, and she told her she didn't see it. So they decided that they would, on their lunch break, go over to the office to check it out. So Zach comes out the house, and Deja's leaning up against her car smoking weed. So she speaks to Zach. He's like, what's up? She said, I just want to apologize for last night. And she admitted to lying about unplugging the cables and apologized for that. And she high as hell and talking about they watching us. And Zach like, who watching us? She told him some of the cameras, they're everywhere. So she tells Zach that she heard him and Fatima having sex last night and how loud they were. And she went to mimicking the sound she was hearing. Talking, ooh, daddy, ooh, daddy. And Zach tried to get in his car, and she was like, I used my vibrator to y'all all night. Zach then tells Deja that she needs some help. She said, well, help me then. He said, no, I can't. I got to go. So he said, and quit smoking out here. It's kids out here. She said, these kids around here smoking too. She said, hell, that's where I got it from. So Deja out there higher than Cooter Brown. She keep yelling at Zach, talking about, you're stressed. You seem stressed, Zach. Come hit the weed. And then as Zach pulling off in his car, she says, yeah, if you was putting it down the way you supposed to, then your girl wouldn't be that stressed. So Zach done got fed up. He done parked the car and jumped out, went and snatched the weed out her hand and stomped it on the ground. She's standing there like, oh. This whole time, Deja out there just faking the funk because she got somebody on the side of the house waiting on Zach to leave and pull off. And who is it? It's Nate with his raggedy ass. So Nate's still sneaking and creeping, looking around. And she like, man, ain't nobody see you. So he has a seat on the sofa while she fixed him a drink. So when she comes to bring him the drink, he's tells her a place is nice and all this. And then he gives her this stack of money and says, I can't believe I'm paying to hang out with you. Deja tells him, don't look at it like that. Look at it as a therapy session as she's massaging his shoulders. Now, the way Nate acts, I would think he'll be a little more used to that kind of stuff. He act like he never been with a stripper or another woman before. But hell, I thought he was a pro at these things. The two of them really not talking about too much or nothing. They bring up Zach, and she want to know why Zach talked to him the way he does. I don't know how Zach be talking to him. Then he tells her that he caught Fatima with her ex. No, hell you didn't. It was Tony, you lying ass. And why you telling her that anyway? So I don't even know why they even in talking about Zach and Fatima, period. But anyway, they smoking weed, and then they end up doing what they do. Nate is one low-down, dirty, rotten scoundrel. I can't stand him. I really can't. So we go over there to Rise Ventures, and Zach and Bryce, they're admiring their new office space, and all of a sudden, Bryce wants to know, are they good? He asks Zach, are they good? And Zach like, yeah, why wouldn't we be? And he says, because I asked you if you were bisexual. So here we go again. They go back and forth with the banter of, I just want to know how we got here. And Bryce is like, oh, I was just asking because he knows guys who are solid. They're not gay, but they mess around from time to time. And Zach tells him, well, that's not me, man. That's not me. So let's let that be the end of the conversation. Like, because Zach is now getting frustrated by it just because it keeps coming up. Like, I already told you one time, I'm not bisexual. I'm not any of those things. And here we are again, talking about it again. Like, why are we keep talking about it? What about me makes you think that you can just keep coming at me the way you are? And I understand how Zach is feeling. Like, damn, bro, I already told you one time what it was. And you still coming at me talking about the bullshit. So Bryce tells Zach, you don't have to get mad. And Zach is like, I'm not mad. It would be childish of me to get mad because someone thinks that I'm gay. I just want to know, how did we get here? But, we're just going to let it go. We're going to let it go. They pretend to let it go with this fake imaginary. We're going to throw that way over there, and we're going to let it go. We see Angela and Fatima. They're headed over to Rise Ventures. And as they're driving, Angela is admiring the car. And Fatima is trying to act like she's showing her the steering wheel, but she wants her to focus on her hand where the little bling bling ring is. So Angela sees the ring and she's like, oh my God. But then at first she seems like she was kind of like happy, but then she gave me a little bit of hater vibe, a little bit like, are you sure? Are you sure? Now, see, that's the same type of stuff I was talking about before. What is the difference in her putting that doubt, trying to put doubt in Fatima's head, like Nate tries to do with Zach? It's the same stuff. Like, are you sure? Are you sure? And she like, hell, I got the ring on. I'm good. I'm good. If I want to change my mind, I can later on. But why automatically, are you sure? Are you sure? Like, girl, hush. So then Angela asked Fatima, what does she think about dating a bisexual man? And Fatima was like, that's not for her or whatever. But she's like, why are you asking me that? And she just acting all crazy and acting like she don't want to say what she's trying to say. And so Fatima says, well, is Bryce bisexual? She said, no, child, I'm talking about Zach. And Fatima was like, Zach is straight, all the way straight. And then Angela says that Bryce has been extra quiet and all the way quiet and wondering if Zach came on to him. What does Bryce being quiet have to do with Zach coming on to him? Why wouldn't it be the other way around? That don't even make sense. Angela be saying some dumbass shit. So with the two of them trying to figure it all out about whose man might be bisexual, uh, they do find out or realize that the night that Bryce came home to Angela rock hard was the same night that Bryce helped Zach get home when he was drunk. So that should tell you something, Angela girl. So Angela says when she finally thinks that she has found the perfect guy, he wants the Peter just like she wants the Peter. But she says she chalks it up as him being younger than her, and this young generation, they just open and free, you know, willing to try anything. We head back over to Rise Ventures, and we still got Zach and Bryce standing in the same spot because Zach refuses to go in one of the offices with Bryce, just so Bryce won't get the wrong idea. So they standing there, Zach holding the laptop in his hand, and they're looking at the properties that Shady Val sent them. So as they're standing there looking at the listings, Bryce standing there staring at Zach, as Zach talking about the doggone properties. And he's like, am I too close to you? And Zach is like, no, man, you fine, you're fine. He was like, you sure this doesn't bother you that I'm this close? And Zach was like, look, bro, we threw it over there. We threw it over there. And he looks at him, and he tries to grab Zach by the back of his neck to try to kiss him. Zach hauled off and hit his ass and knocked him on the floor. As he hits the floor, here comes Fatima and Angela coming in like, what the hell going on? And that was the end of the episode.